Still missed. I got to get. I'm going to go see that doctor Thursday and then get that first test done. And
what kind of doctor is Dr. Wong?
A general practitioner.
Okay.
He's brilliant.
He's so sweet.
He is.
Such a nice guy.
He likes you. Tell him come Beaver County and buy me a house.
Yeah.
No, I like Doc. He's a good guy.
These are the people, the movers and the shakers.
What's your mom's first name?
Jerry.
Jerry?
Uh-huh.
How about Chris's mom?
Janice.
Okay, Jerry, Janet.
Jerry and Janice.
Janice. Oh, look, don't screw that up.
Don't screw that up, please.
That's exactly
All right, look, it's Jerry, her mom, and Janice, his mom. And of course, she's a great mother in her own right. This is Lauren Klein's Hour. Pittsburgh Property Diva. It is Coldwell Banker. They're known worldwide, #1, but of course she works out of that Murraysville office. And when I say like you've sold $100 million, does your mother go, hey, what about your mom? Give me some love. I mean, you know what I'm saying? How about more than just some flowers for Mother's Day?
I take really good care of her.
Do you?
I think that nobody loves her more than I do.
I know that. I know that. I can tell. I mean, it always kind of goes back to your mom.
100% my mom and my dad. I have to give my dad credit, but my mom, she's the best mom to me. And we also, you know, I have 3 cousins. I was the only girl, and my nan, she will be 90 years old this year, and she is the greatest mother in the whole world.
I got to tell you a funny story. Your wonderful husband texted me the other night. Remember when you texted me, Chris? You texted me a little message. I was actually at my old house with my children and their mother, and while he was texting me, the mother was screaming at me because she had every right. Because I forgot to put the lid on the meatloaf, and she opened the refrigerator and it fell on the floor.
Oh, nice.
And I went, you know what? Nobody would ever believe the life that Rob Pratt leads.
That's right.
He's this cool, mysterious radio guy, but in reality, he's still every reason to light me up. But you know, you just appreciate the love of your mother, you know, and women everywhere. And when I said on the radio earlier today, we got a lot of good calls, and we're going to get back in open talk next hour. What I really appreciate is from a young woman like yourself, and we had callers today like a Melissa who's got a 2-year-old son, who really understand now that they are mothers what their mothers did with a lot less to work with.
That's right.
Including money, which makes it a little bit easier.
You're right.
So God bless mothers.
And
it's nice hearing from you talking about your mom.
My mom and my nan and the women in my life, my aunt, you know, they all played a really important role in raising me to be who I am today, and then raising my daughter, who, you know, she's getting ready to graduate from high school, and she's the baby, and, you know, it's incredible what you go through as a mother with your children. And moms really better get celebrated big time tomorrow.
You know, and we're going to stay positive, but you have to look at reality for what it is. And mothers of our generation really had to go above and beyond because they didn't have all of the nuances that the home has today, okay? But boy, how they can make any home an incredible place to live. Whether it was that little ranch home, that little row house, that little apartment, that big 5-bedroom home, no matter where it was, wherever mom was, that's what made it a home.
Well, my nanny still lives in the same house she lived in when I was
Your
growing
grandmother.
up. Yeah, my grandmother. And we're all having tea today, by the way, at noon. My mom, my nan, me, and my daughter Julia. So we'll have 4 generations at tea today, which I'm super excited about.
Now, where will this tea take place?
There's a restaurant in Monroeville called Diva, and they have a special Mother's Day high tea, and it is really lovely. My mom and I went together last year, and so we're all 4 of us are going today. But my nanny, she still lives in the same house that she lived in when I was a baby, and it was my favorite place to be in the whole world. Yeah. Everything was perfect there.
I figured out why my mother was able to raise 6 kids and she was always smiling.
Wow.
She always drank wine. You know, there was always a glass of wine in her hand when she was cooking, and that just, I think, made her, you know, the bubbles kind of, I don't know, made her smile a little bit, and she was able to overcome a lot, but she never really had a bad attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that possible? 6 kids on about $135 take home every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. It is incredible, though, the things that moms do for their kids.
You do it every day. Look what you do. Let me praise you for a minute. And Chris, jump on here. This is your wife. I mean, he sees it every day. I mean, I see it 1 day a week. I mean, I look at Nan Cohen, who comes in here. Notice I got a little love in there for Nan.
Yeah, Nan.
Because, you know, she's
she
listening.
knows we love her.
I do love her.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I appreciate these women that do what they do. And I also have friends who've lost their husbands and, God forbid, who've lost their children. And when you bring a child into the world, or if you adopt a child, and you basically, I don't care if you have the birthrights or not, you're still the mother.
That's right.
You put a lot of love, sweat, and tears into it. It's difficult when it doesn't always work the right way. Right, Chris?
I think being a mother is probably one of the most difficult jobs in the world. I'm not just saying that because I think any of the guys out there listening, and Lauren's laughing now, I think there's a point in your life where as a young man or maybe sometimes an old man, I don't know, you look around and you go, you know, I really didn't have it so bad. My life's kind of easy, and that's not to take away from the fact that, you know, lots of men we work hard. You know, lots of fathers work very hard to be great fathers. But I think overall, being a mother, it's just the most emotional and the most challenging and the most rewarding, I think, job in the world. And my wife is a wonderful mother.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
My kids are really special to me, and
Your kids are really, well, both of your kids really have their act together.
all 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
yeah.
They all have it together, and I'm really, really proud of all of them. And I couldn't have done it without my mother, and the influence of my Nan and my parents together helped me so much mold these children into fabulous little humans that I launched into the world.
How much more mature is your daughter at this age than you were? Are you pretty much what she was?
She's more mature than I was, and she's actually a lot nicer than I was. I still apologize to my mom today. Sorry, Mom, I was a jerk.
You were a little terror.
Yeah, I was a jerk. But I'm not a jerk anymore.
That's okay. That comes with age. You understand? Now, my 5 sisters were all pretty good. You hear what I said? This is mic on. They were all pretty good. I was just spoiled rotten. My mother, listen.
Were you the baby?
Yeah, well, no, I was the only boy.
You were the only boy, okay.
See, I expected everybody to be like my mother.
Sure.
And it just doesn't work that way.
You were a little spoiled.
Right.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. I mean, I just hope kids appreciate, I hope your kids appreciate you the way I appreciated my mom.
Yes, I feel like they really do appreciate me. They're all really sweet and thoughtful and kind. And, you know, my son, my oldest son, took my nanny to dinner last Saturday and then took her to breakfast. All 3 of them took her to breakfast on Sunday.
Nice.
She's just, you know, we have to take care of those special women in our world and let them know how much we love them and care about them. And, you know, that's what Mother's Day is all about, but it can't just be on Mother's Day. It has to be all the time.
Listen, we're going to take a break, but if you have some real estate questions, you want to buy your mom a house.
Yeah.
We would love,
buy your mom a house.
That's great idea for Mother's Day. Give the gift that will keep on giving long after she's no longer here, right? All right, the number to dial is 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com, or you can text us on the Right Automotive line. And you know, it is true. When your mom does pass in that house, if it doesn't stay in the family, that's probably the most difficult task, to let go of the house you grew up in. We'll talk about it when we come back, as opposed to the house that you lived in as an adult. Very special when you think about home and heart and moms on this very special weekend. We'll be back on KDKA. Good morning. Smoke a day more. I smoke when I'm out. I mean, I
want to be on commercial. I don't. Are we on commercial?
Not yet.
I know it's I know. You'll get it. It'll change. I know. It's funny. I'm like my mom. I only smoke when I go out. Like I can go 5-6 days, and when I go out, I have a couple, and I'm done.
Yeah.
I just love being with my kids like that, you know?
Well, I think it's really hard for men to kind of to differentiate the fun from the work part of raising kids. Like the dads they're like, oh, I'll do the sports, I'll do this, I'll do that. But when it comes down to like the real like nitty gritty of raising kids, I think it really falls on the mom.
My dad didn't do anything other than my mom said hit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
You give him a good spanking.
My dad, poor guy, walking the door. You're not going to believe it. You could hear that bell coming out of
Yeah.
his loops. You know, that was like Bruce Lee and nudged him.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. You know what? We have this running joke about my Aunt Maddie, my mom's sister, would watch all four of us kids at one time. My two boy cousins, my brother, and me. And she had a wooden spoon hanging on the wall. Boy, if you got out of line and she just reached for the wooden spoon, you blasted. My dad, when my brother and I were home, and it was always when my brother and I were fighting with each other, all he had to do was like reach toward his belt buckle and start to, you know, take it out. And we would like break our legs trying to get up the steps and into our bedrooms.
But you know, the great
You
thing
didn't get the
about
belt.
moms always taught me too, you got to forgive. Some people just don't ever forgive.
Right.
They just want to keep hurting. Sooner or later, you got to say,
It's not worth it.
no.
It's not worth it.
My mother used to always goes, huh, let me tell you what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I used to go, really? I go, why'd you never say anything to you? Because you know what? You don't do that to people.
Right, right.
Moms always took the high road.
My mom
Unless
was
kids
really
were
good.
hurt, they were hurting your kids.
Oh yeah. I think we're all like that.
My mom beat me regularly.
She did not.
She wished she could have.
My mom smacked me around a couple of times, but I deserved it.
Yeah.
Is Pittsburgh.
I say everybody needs a
Huh?
good spanking. Really.
All right, she is Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh Property Diva, 412-628-8286 if you want to call her directly. If you want to call the show, we'd love to hear from you. Share some stories about your mom. Talk about the house you grew up in, why your mom made it special. Or if you're looking to buy mom a house, we'd love to hear from you. 866-391-1020. That was always one of my dreams, if I ever made it big, and I never did, okay? And because I just loved this area too much, I never wanted to leave it. So, you know, I made a good living, but I didn't make a great living. But I always wanted these athletes buy their mom a house. I used to always think, man, wouldn't that
That's
be?
nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah, my parents, still live in the house that my dad built. You know, my dad built our house and back in the, I think 75. I was about 75, 76. So they still live there, and my dad said that's it. He's never leaving.
God bless him for being
Yeah.
able to do that.
Yes.
I mean, I'd be standing in that piece of property like with a shovel going, okay, now how do I start? You know what I mean? But he did it. But he did it because she was probably the rock behind, you know, giving him the opportunity by taking care of the real responsibilities. And you said something during the break that, once again, I've said it before, every good advice that I ever took and worked, it was from a woman. When I didn't listen, usually paid the price. Men have it easy when it comes, because I was like the eternal kid. Let's go play out in the yard. Let's run around.
It's all the fun stuff.
11 o'clock at night, why aren't these kids in bed? Well, we're playing Nerf football or something, you know?
Yes.
And, you know, you want to jack them up on candy, take them to the store.
Right.
But the discipline and really keeping them on point was the mother. The mother really has the heavy lifting in the relationship.
I think that, and it's part of the job. It's part of what you sign up for when you become a mother. But I was all about the routine of mothering, and, you know, go to bed every night at the same time, and bath time was the same time, and then snack time and story time, and now I don't do any of that stuff because they're all big.
But why can't, when you get adults, why can't you? I think I'm going to ask that when I get into this nursing home. I want snack time.
Snack time.
I want story time.
Okay.
You know, stories can be a little edgy. Snack can maybe, you know, be something a little more fattening than it was back then. It was always the fruit cup or the slice of apple. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I want a big piece of cake.
Yeah, well, when you're an adult, like last night I ate a candy bar before I went to bed, and
Good.
Chris ate a big piece of chocolate cake, and we were both mad this morning when we got up because there's
But what do you
no
have?
discipline. My mom would have been like, no eating in bed, no, you know, no staying up past this time, get up in the morning.
See, my dad, honestly, if you ever wanted to find him in the house, just follow the breadcrumbs.
Really?
Because he was like Hansel and Gretel. My mother, that we couldn't do it, but he could because he worked all day, did all this. My dad was treated like royalty. Believe me, Prince Harry didn't have it as good as my dad had it. You understand? And it's just, when I look back, I just think it worked because it was my mom.
Yeah.
And that's why what you do in this big job that you and your husband have, how you're able to take care of kids and spend time, like today, going to have tea with your mom, that's exceptional.
Yes, and I am really looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it all week. And work has been really, really busy. The market is still very busy coming into the middle of May. And it was...
No end in sight either, right?
No, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
When you're busy, it's good.
If you can take some of this momentum into the summer, that's really good.
That's really good. That's when we see a little bit of drop off, but it doesn't feel to me like the market is moving in any kind of bad direction, and the inventory is moving so quickly. When houses come on the market and they're in a good area, I have some new listings that I'm putting up next week. I've never listed a log home before.
Oh, neat.
So I'm listing this. It is really something special.
Where's it at?
It's in Murraysville.
Okay.
It's on 15 acres, and it's got an entire in-law suite built into it with a kitchen, a bathroom, a master suite with its own closet and bathroom, but it's got a whole separate kitchen, and then upstairs in the log portion of the house, it's really very charming and unique, and it's on 15 acres. So I'm excited to launch that on Monday, and I have a bunch of other really, really cool houses coming on the market.
Those log cabins, those log houses are really cool.
I've never sold one before.
They're awesome.
So I'm excited about it, and it's built like it's not going
Fortress,
anywhere.
yeah.
It really is. Unbelievable.
We got a call coming in, and by the way, whatever you're thinking about in the way of real estate, and because of it being Mother's Day weekend, we're kind of jumping out of the traditional talk when it comes to her show. We'll be back in that mode next week, but if you have anything on your mind you want to kind of connect to real estate or your mom, feel free to call us. Kind of a big celebration this weekend paying tribute to mom. So 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. You can text me on the right automotive line. Best deal in town. Robert in Crafton for Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh Property Diva, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. Good morning, Robert. Welcome to KDK Radio.
Good morning. I have a quick question, and I'm not sure if it applies to nationwide or in Pittsburgh. I live in Pittsburgh. I just inherited my mother's house, which is outside of Boston in New England. It's a ranch home, but irregardless, my question is, it needs a roof, it needs windows, it needs siding, things like that. The structure's fine, but it's going to need updating and things. Should I sell it as is, or should I put the money into it myself and then resell it?
Well, typically, Robert, when I meet with a family who's in your situation, I want to know what your expectations are to get out of that house. If your expectations are high and the market is good, then I would say make those repairs and make the house as sellable as you possibly can when it comes to those big things like roofs, furnace, air conditioners, big stuff like that.
Okay, how about the inside is very 70s with my mother's shag carpet. I mean, it would be a lot of work to do all the wallpaper. Is that worth me doing, or should I just let the people remodel it the way they want to? A lot of people told me let them do it because they're not going to want to put the right siding. I mean, they're going to want to choose the siding, they want to choose the windows, they want to choose the roof.
Well, I think when it comes to cosmetics, it's a matter of taste. But when it comes to the mechanicals of the home, the function of the home, I think those things are very important. So roof, siding, and then the cosmetics on the inside. And you'll want to have an agent come out and give you a market analysis on the high side if it's in pristine condition, and on the low side if you want to sell it as is. If you don't have the resources or the time to put into it, and he or she can get you a good price for the house in its current condition, then that might be the easiest thing for you to do.
Right, I was just going to say, it's not a high-end house. It's probably worth up there about $300,000. A new roof and all that stuff, I've got estimates of about $60,000. And it's costing me about $10,000 every 6 months in taxes.
Oh, wow.
And it's already yeah, and never mind that insurance and all that. And
Sure.
I've already carried it for 9 months because, you know, my mother passed away, and I just don't want to go up there and deal with it. So
Well,
I kind of want to unload it, basically.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just didn't know whether it's not like I say, it's in New England, and I'm the only person, so it's a lot of work for me to go up there back and forth 500 miles and, you know, monitor the work and all that stuff.
Yes, it might be, the best idea might be for you to have an agent come in, give you a market analysis, and just list it and sell it the way that it is, and so you can move on and not have those auxiliary expenses every 6 months.
Thank you very much for the call. About 30 seconds before the break. That can become a very sticky situation, dealing with that traveling and the money, and
It is.
so you got to get somebody in there and get it done.
And it is, and it's a really sensitive time for people too.
Oh yeah, well that's what we were going to talk about when we came back after the break, and we'll get into it. I want to make sure we got that call on. How difficult it is, you know, especially when it was your mom's and you have a tie there and connections and memories. I mean, it's a whole ball of wax rolled up into one, so you've really got to make sure that you got a real estate professional that's going to help you do it, make the transition, and move on. So we'll take a break. Now, here's the number to call to be on the program, 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com, and you can text me on the right automotive line. Good morning, everybody. It's Rob Pratt, Lauren Klein, KDK Radio.
Allergy, my eyes swelled up last night before I went to bed, so I took an allergy pill, and it's still bugging me this morning, so, it's a wonder I can see.
Eye drops, man.
Oh, driving me crazy.
Nasoport.
Eye drops?
No, Nasoport is like that spray.
Oh, the spray you put up your nose.
It's good.
I never spray.
No, it's hard, guys. Listen, it's amazing.
No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
My dad,
No, I am kidding.
My dad. How about
No.
my dad? This is a great story.
Are we on commercial?
No.
I don't really care.
Okay.
My dad, he was a good guy. He died of lung cancer. This has been going on for 2 months, guys. I'm not eating more than maybe 1,500 calories a day, and I'm not losing any weight.
Well, you're also sitting. Well, listen, I think your doctor would tell you if you were losing weight like crazy, that's probably worse.
Yeah,
so maybe
it
it's
is
kind of
worse.
good that I'm not.
Yeah,
Well,
I think.
if you're losing a little bit at a time.
I don't even know. Well, I kind of am, but and I've been working out a little bit more. But you know what? It's just
You spend a hell of a lot of time sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
thank God though, because honest to God,
Thank
guys,
God.
my body. It's like I wake up, my hips even hurt. I never had any of these problems.
Yeah.
I got up at 1:30 today. My back was just. So I've been like splashing alcohol on my back, putting it behind my knees. I never.
Bengay.
Guys, I couldn't have a girlfriend now because she would be like insane.
What's the alcohol thing? Does that work like
Rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing
because
alcohol.
it cools things down? Is
Listen,
that what?
for some reason, since I was a kid, it just works. Listen, I broke my back in some place when I got run over by that truck. So, I mean, I have some arthritis.
I didn't know you got run over by a truck.
Oh, yeah.
You got
Bumper
run
to
over
bumper.
by a truck?
Oh, yeah. Bumper to bumper. I used to run 10 miles a day for years. And they're wheeling me, and the girl says, "You look like you got run over by a truck." I had a tire thing right across.
Oh my God.
Well, a lot of people think that's when their mind started to go. They're probably right. Concussion. We'll get
I
off
got
on
run
that.
over by a truck. Literally.
I did. Bumper to bumper. That was scary.
Were you running?
Running, he backed over me. He missed an exit ramp.
Right.
So he went to the berms, threw it in reverse, and 40 miles an hour tried to back up to get, and I had run by him and I had headphones on. Boom. But it was one of them four-wheel drives, so it was up off the ground.
Okay. So
Holy
yeah.
shit. I went out from bump. I just think, but I got stuck to the tire thing underneath. The bolt went through my leg and it walked me to the chassis, and the muffler was burning. Oh yeah.
I'm dying. This is crazy.
That's true. 1980. That's true. September sometime 1980.
Oh my God.
I can't even imagine.
But here's the thing. How whacked I was. I signed myself out of hospital because I just started a job. And my dad was on the phone almost in tears going, they said you could be dead before you hit the sidewalk. That's how nuts. I gave my life to this business. Stupid. Stupid. I signed myself out.
Crazy.
I'm still trying to.
My sister was trying to dress me. My shoulder was dislocated. I bit her because I couldn't communicate. Not hard, because I couldn't communicate. She was hurting me so bad.
I'm bitter.
Bitter.
My poor sisters.
Does she have a scar?
Huh?
Does she have a scar?
No, she's such a, you'd love, she's the blonde sister. She's such a sweet
I
kid.
bit her. That's too much.
Just enough to get her attention.
Yeah, right.
You know what though? There'll never be moments like that again. My family, my sisters. I hate to say it, my mother'd say, I did all this work and you guys go out in the world and screw everything up. We did. We all been multiple married, and kids are, you know, some kids have really had a rough time, and it's heartbreaking because we were the real American. And I'll come up, okay, it's me. I understand that. I'm not blaming anyone, but she was so good. She deserved better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean, but you know what? Everybody makes their own choices.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. I mean, that's not so far away from normal, Rob.
It really isn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, my sister was a mess. I was a mess for a while, you know, and then I straightened myself out, but that's her fault. And
You are so straight.
and I am. I'm straight as an arrow now.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't even wink at you. It's fucking true.
I
Yeah.
told you, man.
It's the dead truth.
I told you. Charlie Sheen. All right, we're back. Now let's talk about, we're talking to the incredible Pittsburgh property diva. She's giving the hour really as a salute to moms everywhere, of course. Her mother, Jerry, his mother, Janice, and she being a great mother in her own right, and they just do a great job together. They are a dynamic duo. This is the way it's supposed to work when girl meets boy, and they really found a way to make it work, and they do an incredible job for Coldwell Banker Murraysville. And we're here talking about homes every week, and again, we had a nice call from Robert. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any real estate questions, you want to pay tribute to your mom, whatever, 866-391-1020, Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com, and Right Automotive, the best deal in downtown. You can text us. But we were talking, and I wanted to get Robert on the air about that letting go of the house that your mother ran and that you grew up in. You're there all the time on the front line with people like Robert, who's going back to say goodbye. Because in the back of your mind, as long as your parents own that house and they're there or somebody's there, you always have that place to run
like your
to.
roots.
Yeah, right. It's not really going good out here. I can go knock on my mom's door. Well, when that goes or they die, and God bless both of you, you haven't got to that point yet. But let me just tell you, it's something that you don't want to experience anytime soon. It's forever. And it's such an empty feeling.
Yes.
I can't even imagine what someone has to go through. Because, I mean, I did it, but I had my siblings. But if you have to go through it by yourself, so you really have to have a good real estate agent.
Well, you do, and there's a process. You know, I'm big on process, and I like to get everything all nice and neat and organized so that you can focus on other things that are going on and not just this transaction that you have in front of you. It kind of breaks your heart and it's stressful. So I try and take the stress out of it. I can't fix your broken heart, and
No.
If I could, I would.
Right, and I know you.
I would if I could, but when I have the privilege of selling a house that was in the family for a very long time, and the people have either passed away or gone into residential assisted living, nursing homes, and things like that. I don't think a lot of people really do understand how sensitive that time is, and that you really need to handle people very gently because they're very sad.
But here's the best part of what you do. And you probably don't even know half the times that it happens. 10 years removed, and I was joking with both of you about, getting to this age and, how you got to get up the oil can to kind of lube up the joints before you start walking in the morning. Life changes, it does. I mean, I look at myself and go, where did Rob go? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I mean, time stands still for no one. But 10 years removed after the death, 15, 20 years, and there's that little knick-knack, okay? Like my dad had a favorite ashtray. It's in my old house, and I see it from time to time. That you have that reconnect. And I guarantee you somebody somewhere has said when they find that doily or something that reminds them of their mother or vase, boy, remember Lauren Klein, how she helped me with that? Boy, I'll always be grateful.
Well, that really warms my heart, and I hope that people.
Oh, it is.
At the end of the day, once this transaction is over and it is finalized, that you do find some peace knowing that somebody else is going to bring life into that house that you brought so much into, and that the house will keep on giving, and sometimes that's a really good feeling. And I know with a lot of my clients, I think I told you a couple weeks ago, I'm selling a house right now for a family. The mom passed away, the dad's in a retirement village, and they raised 7 children in this house. And that was the house that they knew, that they loved, and they grew up with. Well, I put it on the market and sold it to a family with 7 children.
That's wild.
It's really wild.
It is. That's strange.
But
it's a sign. It's a good thing.
It is.
Time marches
it's a sign that, yes, and time it does march on, and like you said, it doesn't stand still for anybody. And
do you know that, Lauren? Because it's different when you're in your 40s and you're in your 60s. Let me tell you something. When Brock was telling about, he's like early 40s. When I was early 40s, he was here. I mean, if it would be a brick wall, I'd go, okay, watch me get to the other side without using a door. You know what I mean? Now, I'd be like, let me just lay down to the mortar rots and the brick falls. You know what I mean?
I honestly, when I look back at the last 25 years, because I've been a mom for 20, my son will be 20, my oldest will be 25 years old in June. My middle one is just turned 21 two weeks ago.
That's still so young.
And my baby, it will be 18 and graduating. And honestly, I don't know where the time has gone. It's been so amazing, and it feels so short all at the same time. Like, I remember the struggles of like getting 3 kids up and out the door in the morning and packing lunches and getting them on the bus and going to work and coming home and getting them off the bus and all of that, sports and school and homework and all of that stuff. I don't even know how I did it.
Yeah, but it's just amazing. I mean, my mom did everything, but I could have. Can you imagine? Well, I'm sure your dad, because he was a school teacher, he got it. But if I would have went to my dad, are you coming to the Grand March? He'd be like, what? What? Like, we got some stormtroopers going to be out in the front yard tonight. What are you talking about, Grand March? Well, my prom, are you going to come and watch me? What?
Yeah.
I just worked. I'm going to come to the high school. He goes, what time is it? I go, like 7. He goes, I'll be drunk by then. You know what I mean? Come on, Dad. But your dad, because of being a teacher, he got that. But kids today, but I loved my dad. My dad could have called me morning, noon, or night. I was there for him. And when my dad called you, even in my 40s, you better get a hold of him because it was important. Because he didn't. My kids loved me, but I don't know if they get the same. I don't really care how they feel about me, but I hope they realize that their mothers, they'd be nowhere without their mother.
Yeah, we are the glue, I think.
You are the glue. I mean, Chris,
together.
Come on now. I don't want to be the only guy in the room here. I mean, this is your wife. You see it every day. Listen, kids go to their mother.
They do. They do. We're the fixers. We're the fixers. We're the people that you call when you need something, and you know your mom's gonna give it to you. My kids always.
Yeah, but Bambino said he still prays to his mother. I pray, and all I can hear is my dad saying, my dad was saying, hey, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? The guy's still calling. You know, he's 50 years old. He's still calling. He used to go, like, what does this guy need? He's 50 years old. He's calling us at 3 in the morning. I can hear my dad. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I used to tell my sister this all the time because she would get really frustrated with my mom. And you know, sometimes moms can be intense. You know,
sometimes.
Yeah,
right,
well,
right.
hey, that's part of the job.
Absolutely. And,
Okay.
and when she would get...
and it's the non-paying.
Good cop, bad cop.
No vacation job.
Right. I couldn't do it.
And when my sister would get the most frustrated with my mom and call me and tell me, oh, mom's driving me crazy and all that, you know, I would tell her the only thing I think sometimes that a mother is truly guilty of is caring maybe just a little too much.
Yep.
We do.
And how is that a bad thing? I mean, yeah, it can drive you nuts, but how is that a bad thing?
Well, we know everything too.
You do. 'Cause
You do.
You've been there. You've done it.
That's right. We know everything.
My mother used to go, you think you're teaching me something I already don't know?
Mhm.
She goes, you don't think the guys were like you in the 40s,
We
so you know.
everything. I had my kids convinced
you
that I
get
had
it, though.
eyes in the back of my head.
My mother,
God.
this is what's, and I have, they're probably out there listening right now. I went through a stage in my life where there was a lot of young women that would come over, and my mom would kind of have a hard time keeping up with who was who, calling people by the wrong name, what have you. And one day I'll never forget, I'm sitting down eating a bowl of Wheaties at like 3 in the morning after being out all night, and somebody else was at the door, and she was wondering why were they here, and somebody was just here. And she said, someday you're going to pay
Yeah.
for all of this.
That's right.
You know what? And I sit in my house alone and I go, Mom, when is it paid in full?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to be paid in
But
full.
they knew. They just know everything.
We know everything.
My mother knew what I was thinking before.
And we're always right.
Oh, listen.
Okay.
My mother was.
Just
My
so you
dad.
know.
My dad was wrong, but I was too afraid to tell him he was wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
But my mom was never. Listen, I go through the checklist all the time. She was never wrong. Never.
Yeah. Well,
But why is that? Where do you get that edge? Is that like something that like
well, you
Yoda
learn it
gives you,
from-
or what?
You learn it from your mother, and then you make your own adjustments to what you're going to do, and you watch your extended family, how they interact with each other, and you build from that. So, and then you pass it on to your kids and hope that they do a better job than you did, even though you did your best.
When we come back, I'm going to prove why even in real estate, mothers are the best bet. That's next with Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh Property Diva, KDKA Radio.
My days today, oh, on the lake until the rising sun.
There's not a man out there that doesn't fear his mother till the day he dies.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
And part of it's Catholic guilt. Even if you're Catholic or
Yeah.
not.
Even if you're not Catholic,
Yeah.
it's Catholic guilt.
Right. You get that whole, like,
Although the church kind of...
you get that, I raised you better than that. And you're just the type, because I'm disappointed in you. Hit me with a belt, hit me whatever.
Don't say that. Don't say you're disappointed.
I'm disappointed
Yeah.
in you. And you're
I
just
know
like,
you'd rather
oh
get
my
a spanking.
God.
You'd
Like,
rather be spanked.
yeah, hit me. That bruise goes away.
Yeah.
But when you say, this is what I hear. I'm disappointed in you. I raised you better than that.
Uh-huh.
It's just like,
Oh,
it's horrible.
yes.
I was, I believe, abused as a child.
Huh?
My mom, she would put me, we had a field next to
Did
her
she
house.
spank you?
No.
Oh.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
My wife did.
She would put me in a chair, and I would have to watch all the kids in the neighborhood play in this field. And, I mean, it was horrible.
Did she strap you in the chair? Or
No,
did
I
she
had to
put
No,
sit
you
there.
just had to sit
It was
there.
in the kitchen, so she was in the kitchen doing her thing, but I just had to sit there. It was horrible. I was mentally
You never
abused
got a
as child.
beating? A spank?
No,
No.
no,
Did your dad spank you?
no.
No.
She wouldn't let him.
Okay.
I know it.
Oh,
We got
I've
the
never
belt.
seen a grown man afraid of her. This big, everybody was afraid of her.
We got the belt.
There was not feet. It was that subtle.
They're never the same after that.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
They're
And
not.
they become bitter, and I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't wish that on anybody.
Nope.
We're in a commercial. No, we're not.
I wish my eye would sort itself out. It's
You
driving
might
me
have to get
crazy.
some. You might have to get some prescription eye drops.
Yeah, it's really bugging me.
I don't know what it is that.
Allergies are bad this time.
It's just this eye, though. It's not both. It's just this one. It was all red and swelled up last night.
Tooth and eye pain. There's no
It's really long.
Life is just, I tell you, it's tough when you get old, man.
I am taking
You guys
the
are
weekend
so
off.
young, though, huh?
I did take the weekend off. I have no appointments this weekend.
No, see,
I have some computer work I can do at my leisure, but
These are the people that make Pittsburgh work. This
can't see
is
it, damn
Pittsburgh Works on the voice of Pittsburgh, KDKA.
All right, coming back next hour, we're going to continue our conversation about the Iran nuclear deal and why I'm a big believer in what the Prime Minister of Israel and our President is doing. These Russian fighter jets that were intercepted off the coast of Alaska, we're going to talk about that. These comments about John McCain, which I think absolutely ridiculous. So lots of stuff coming up next hour, but we're also going to continue to salute Mom because it is her special weekend. Now, back on the Pittsburgh Property Diva Show with your host, Lauren Klein. Of course, Chris Klein, Pittsburgh Beautiful. Great stuff, social media. Check it out. It absolutely has taken a life of its own. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to see what Pittsburgh truly is all about and truly beautiful. But we are talking about real estate as we always do, Coldwell Bankers, Murraysville, but we're kind of putting an added twist on it because it's Mother's Day weekend. Now, here is to my point about why moms are even right in real estate. I bet the majority of calls that you go on with a husband and wife, the wife always makes the right call.
yes.
Most of the time.
You're absolutely right.
And that's nothing disrespectful towards we guys, but
No,
women have a
real-
nesting thing about it.
It is. It's a whole nesting thing, and women, when they look at houses, especially moms with children who are looking for the family home, they think completely different than the husband does. And I love it when they're both on the same page, but sometimes things that are more important to the man are not as important to the wife, and you have to be able to bring them together to compromise so that both of them get most of what they want. But the mom, she will look at a house completely different. Like, where am I going to have breakfast? Where am I going to have holiday parties? How's everybody going to sleep? Where's the playroom? Where are all the toys going?
That's the big picture.
And the husband really wants to know, where's my man cave, and where am I going to put my TV in my car or my truck?
And what does the garage look like?
What does the garage look like? Right?
Don't get
garage?
me started.
The lawn.
How big is the garage and the lawn?
That's so true about the garage, though.
Yeah. So everybody, as husbands and wives and families with children, they all have a different idea about what's going to work perfectly. So for me, getting everybody's information and getting them mostly on the same page, because rarely is there a house that meets 100% of your high points unless you build it on your ideal lot and you have an unlimited budget, which nobody has. So we have to be realistic and align the expectations with the market and the reality.
Tough thing, when men get old, we get old, and one day they go, he's in a ditch. You know what I'm saying? It's over. But women, they mean so much to the heartbeat of America and to the home. I watched my own mother, she got older, she slowed down. That sprint became a slow walk, then it became a shuffle. She got old. Then she started having health problems, her eyes started to fail. And they didn't want anybody in their house cleaning. God forbid. It was a different time and place, okay? I don't want anybody in my house, okay? Especially around your dad's stuff, and the guy's been dead for years, and don't touch it, you understand?
Right.
Because they were protective. But how the house became, I call it the Christmas tree effect, to where it's all lit up, and then each night I would drive to go to work at 3 in the morning, one less light, and the next thing you know, there's just the bedroom light. Because that's what happens, because it's just that process to where they have to say goodbye. I can't even imagine a woman saying goodbye to her house where she raised her children and had her, meals with her family and holidays and her parents and her children and her husband, that's got to be really tough when they have to leave that house.
Well, the important thing is that everything everything that went on in that house is still in you. It's not in the house.
See, this is why you're a good real estate agent. You see, I'm ready to sign on the dotted line right now.
Right? Well,
that's true, though.
It's in you. It's in your heart. It's in your memories. It's in all the pictures that you have, and all the things that you remember, all the good things and probably some bad things, because nothing's perfect, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's always in you.
I know nothing's perfect, but it just seemed as though the pace was a little bit slower then.
Oh,
like Mother's Day really was a big deal, where you went and had dinner and
well, Mother's Day is still a big deal, and
would you think that we still do it? I mean, you might.
I do.
Okay.
I think it's a big deal, and my kids know it's a big deal because it's like a national holiday at my house. But
well, it should be.
And I heard a commercial that Mother's Day is the third largest retail spending holiday.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, Brock's
out there.
Brock's lovely wife happens to manage a Hallmark store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
So he gets it. I've seen it. I know what happens at Coons Market. I know what people do. I mean, people are out there doing what they do because of Mom. But when it was like the whole day, you would go sit after church, whatever, and spend the day, or of course, leading into that day. I mean,
yeah, we are all too busy for that, and everybody is all over the place, and to get everybody together for 2 hours is a challenge.
See, you and your husband are a lot younger than me, so when did it start to change, you think? I mean, because I was so busy trying to carve out a career, I can't remember.
I can't remember a time when I wasn't busy.
Yeah, so
I was a young mom, so I've always been busy, and I'm used to being busy, and I like being busy most of the time. But I think everybody's at a faster pace now, and there are more activities and more things people want to do, and electronics, and you're distracted by social media and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
it's overwhelming.
Here's what I want your kids to remember.
Okay.
There ain't nothing going on but the rent, and Mom's working real hard to pay the rent.
That's right.
So tomorrow, spend some time, give her a hug, and I know your husband would like to echo these sentiments. You're a great working mother, and when I say that, I mean working hard and working hard. And no matter what a guy tries to tell you, they work for a living, but women really carry the load and work for a living when it comes in and outside the home. So I think the least thing that we can do is all take a little time and spend time paying tribute to our mothers or our wives tomorrow.
I agree. Take care of your mom.
At the rate I'm going, I'd probably spend the whole day texting all the mothers in my life. So you know what I mean? I'll just get it out of the way now and say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. What are you going to do tomorrow for you?
My kids are bringing me brunch to my house.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to spend a little bit of time together tomorrow, and then I'm going to plant some flowers.
That's a perfect day.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. The news at 9, and then you and I, one more hour of Open Talk. KDKA Radio. Good morning.
The preceding
You're absolutely right.
Out of respect, it's the right thing to do.
I don't know if Chris is going to call his ex-wife tomorrow.
No.
I doubt it.
I don't even know.